Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Some people have suggested that I change my name. Put the name B Cocina. So that's the predominant name that is coming up right now. So that's the one that I'm probably gonna choose, unless you guys have other recommendations. Well, today I'm gonna do something for those days that when your kids are sick and basically you cannot feed them anything but liquid. And today my daughter Genesis have a stomach virus and I haven't slept a wink. I was up with her all night long, and of course she's on toes and some so what is it called, some fluids, liquid diet. So that is going to be what we're doing, but I'm going to do for her a chicken soup from scratch. This is the chicken. I buy the thin slide. It's called boneless skillet thin chicken breasts, and then I cut them in little pieces, as you can see, in little pieces. And of course I already chopped them down. Now I'm just gonna wash them, but what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put a little bit of vinegar, because you need to wash a little bit of those germs away from from the chicken. And I already washed my hands, so that is one less thing that needs to be done. When I do the chicken, what I do is I actually make sure that I leave the fat in the chicken breast, because that fat is going to give me a good stock for the chicken soup. So, and then after I'm done washing it, we just basically rinsing it off a little bit, and then I am going to look for some garlic and pepper, if I can find here. Garlic, you know, my garlic from Costco. And I'm going to find, and I'm gonna use some salt too. And what else? Where's the pepper? That's the thing, sometimes you can't find things too fast, but I'll find it eventually. And then I'm also gonna get my adobo Goya, which is what I tell you that I normally use a lot. So I'm gonna put some adobo, and you're basically gonna eye out. And you know that salty stuff with salty is a little good for kids when they're sick, because it gives them a little bit more sodium, and you know, and when they're not eating and they don't have anything in the system, you know, you need a little bit of sodium, not too much. I mean, I'm going to put normally I would chop it onion, but I have my sofrito, so I don't even have to stress about chopping onions or anything like that, which would be nice if you can chop it onion, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm trying to do this fast. And this is gonna take me 2 hours to do, because I am gonna let this chicken marinate in his own juices and basically make the stock for the soup. So the stock is gonna be made by it. I'm gonna go look for my sofrito, and then I'll show you how it looks with all the ingredients that I already put in. Okay, I got my sofrito. So if you haven't seen my recipe for my sofrito, go see it. Like I said, I use it for everything, and this is not an option. And I'm gonna try not to put too much oil in anything, because you know, when kids are sick, they can have too much oils in them. So this is going to be, so this is how it looks. It looks with garlic, adobo Goya, and my sofrito on top of it. And you know, you dice them in little pieces, the smaller the possible, because you want them to be easy to eat. And what's gonna happen is that they're gonna eat. Basically, it's gonna be a little bit easier easier for them to eat, because I'm gonna cook this for 2 hours, and then basically when it's done, it's gonna be done. It's gonna fall, you know, like basically fall off the bones. Not fall off the bone because they don't have any bones, but it's gonna be so tender and juicy that it's gonna it's basically shredding, and that's what I'm looking for. So when she eats it, she doesn't actually feel like she's eating a lot of things. And I'm probably gonna give her as little as possible from the chicken. It's more about the broth that I'm gonna give her, because that's what she's gonna get, the broth. And try to keep away from not using too much oil, because oil, you know, upset the stomach, and when they have a stomach virus, they already have a stomach pain, so you don't want to give them worse. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, and that's gonna be like, let me go put this thing here, and I'm gonna show you how it's going. So I'm gonna use my Dutch oven for this, because I want it to be done faster. I mean, normally it take me 2 hours, but with the Dutch oven, it's going to take me only maybe an hour and a half to do, because that's what I used to. So there's a little bit of olive oil, and I am going to, it should be already, I'm gonna put in my chicken, which you're gonna see. The chicken is gonna go in there, and you're basically going to move it around. Sorry if you cannot see it, but it's a little hard to manage this thing. So this chicken is going to be, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just let the chicken simmer a little bit there, and then after it simmers with all the juices, I'm gonna make sure that I actually add water to it, and it's gonna start boiling and boiling and boiling, and you know, and basically that's some of the stuff that's gonna happen, some of the stuff that we're gonna do. So we're going to just do that, and you know, if you notice that you cut some of the pieces a little bit too big, you can try to take it out and cut it like this one. You see, it's a little bit big. I want it to be as small as possible, so this doesn't take too much. You see, like this, the small pieces like that. And I'm gonna wash my hands now. But if you deal with anything with meat, you have to wash your hands. You don't want to cross-contaminate anything else. Okay, so now that I washed my hands, I'm gonna continue simmering the chicken in there, as you can see. And I'm gonna put it a little bit high. I'm gonna put it as high as possible, because I want it to be done I want it to be able to close the lid as soon as possible. So I'm gonna do that. And you know, you can do the same. If you find another piece that is bigger, just make sure that you take it and, you know, cut it. Because that's what needs to be done. Because you want this to be done fairly good timing, you know. So this is going to be how it's gonna look after you put in sofrito and you put the adobo Goya, and then you put a little bit of oil just to, you know, let that simmer in there. And then of course you're going to try to let it get some color. Once the color is accomplished and the color that you want, which is basically just, you know, brown it up a little bit, brown it a little bit, and brown the chicken a little bit, and then after that you basically get to pour water into it, because you're going to pour water, and that water is going to be the stock that you're going to be making, because basically that's what's going to happen. You're going to boil for an hour and a half, the chicken, and the chicken's gonna become tender, but it's also gonna release all those fat that it have, and it's gonna transform that water into stock. And of course I'm gonna put a celery too. You know, my sofrito already have celery, but I'm gonna put more because we need celery when we do some soup. And I almost forgot that, but guess what? Let's do it. That's the way it works. You remember, you put it in. So I'm gonna put the celery in. I'm gonna go get it and cut it. Okay, you don't have to put too much. I'm just gonna put one branch from just one. The only thing that I don't have with me is because I had to run to Walmart to try to get all the ingredients this morning, and I forgot was the carrots, which you can add carrots, but I add carrots and potatoes. But what I do is I boil them separately and then I integrate it into it, because sometimes you don't want them to dissolve in the soup, but I want them to be tender and good enough that the girls are gonna be okay eating it. So that's the plan. I'm gonna I need to wash this board that I cut the chicken with, because you know what, can cut the celery with the same board without washing it. So that's the plan. Let's wash that. Let's wash this board. And wash the board. Try to get all the stuff out. I got planted on it. I have to get a better board, that's for sure. I know that I don't have the best one, but that's going to be one of my goals for the new year. Try to get a better board that is better, and I can have one cut vegetable and the other one cut meat. But I throw away some of them because they didn't look very good and they needed to be replaced already. And I don't want to use anything that, you know, doesn't look good, and then it's not going to be healthy for my girls. So that is basically it. I'm cutting the celery, and of course I had to wash it first. I forgot about that, because I have to wash the board, but you wash it and cut it in little pieces. It doesn't have to be big, it can be like as little as possible. I cut them little because my girls are very picky, and if they don't taste it, then that means that they're gonna eat it, and that is something that is gonna help. I think I'm gonna need another one. I don't know why I thought I only needed one, but it's too little. I need another one. So another celery is going in. And I'm planning on doing a big stock because you know, my family is 4 people, so we're gonna need a lot. Normally on Fridays we do, today's Friday. I don't know when I'm gonna load this video, but probably over the weekend. And I'm loading a lot of videos because I'm doing stuff that normally I don't think I'm gonna do, like the sofrito. I'm not gonna do again until 3 months from now, where I'm gonna be able to update it and basically just give you guys those. And you know, and I'm definitely gonna try to go back to those videos and try to edit them and add some stuff that I didn't get to, because to say the truth, that we just move and it's hard to do everything that needs to be done. And this is how the celery looks. Let me just show you guys a little bit more. This is how it should look. This is how it should look. I cut it in little pieces like that. This is how the consistency that you want. And if you want to cut it smaller, you can go ahead and do it. And of course, we're gonna put it in. in. I'm gonna put it in here. And that's the chicken with the celery. And you can definitely see that it's getting to that point where I'm gonna add. Oh, and it smells so good too. It smells delicious. It's gonna be the celery and the chicken after I season it already. And it's already brown, so not really brown, but it's already got that natural color. Now I'm gonna put the water in, and it all depends on how much stock you want to make. So I'm gonna put at least 3 or 4 cups, or maybe 5, because I want it to be as much as possible. And then after that, I'm gonna put maybe 2 chicken cubes to give that nice flavor to it. I mean, normally I will put a lot of garlic in it, but my sofrito already have garlic, and I think it's going to be perfect just the way it is. And I didn't left any garlic to put in, so guess what? It's gonna have to go like that. 1 second. So this is okay, so my refrigerator automatically counts the cups, so I'm gonna put 6 cups, and this is how much. It's almost like a full this bowl, almost full, and that's what I'm gonna put in. And you guys need to see this, so I'm gonna show you. There's the water, and I'm pouring it in, putting it in. And you can even put more water if you need to, okay? But that's what's gonna happen. The water with the chicken together. And that's going to be the chicken, basically. I'm gonna let that water marinate. I don't know, I feel like it needs more water. So you know what? I'm gonna go and look for more water in my refrigerator, which I will show you how easy this is, you know. I'm probably gonna put like 1 more cup, and all I do is just put my bowl in the refrigerator, and then the measurements will tell me 1 cup. And when it's only 2 cups, I'm gonna put 2 more cups. So in total, I put 8 cups of water, and that's okay, because you know you're gonna get the stock to be done. And once the stock is done, it's gonna simmer, and you're gonna lose some water. So you want to have as much as you can, so that stock can actually make as much as you possibly can. So then, here's the result. That's how it's gonna look. And that's just a little bit of oil, olive oil, and the fat from the chicken, natural fat from the chicken. That fat is good because it's natural, and on top of that, this one doesn't have any antibiotics. The one that I bought them from Walmart, and I think I paid $4 for them, and it says 100% natural, and it's Sanderson Farm, and it says, let me see, 99% fat free, and it's a boneless skillet. So I'm like, this is the package is going to look. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I'm gonna show you. Okay, package is gonna look like that, and you can look in the back for the ingredients on the back. And of course, it also tells you that you have to wash your hands, which I just touched this and I'm gonna throw it out, so I will wash my hands again because I just touched this item and it has some juices from the chicken. So let me do that. Wash my hands. You know what? I left some celery, big celery, but you know I can take them out later, and I'm gonna put them in there in the soup, so they can, all those beautiful flavors from the celery can marinate that chicken stock. This I'm gonna make like a chicken stock, and of course I'm gonna lock the lid and let it just simmer, and I'm gonna let it simmer in medium heat. You want it to be medium heat for at least an hour and a half, because you want all those stocks to come in, and that chicken is gonna be giving that soup so much flavor, but also it's gonna be tender that you're gonna be like, when you bite it, it's going to be like eating butter. Basically, it's gonna come apart in your mouth, and that's what you want if you want to create that soup. That's also when I make my chicken, my beef stew. That's what I want. I want that consistency. I want them to melt in your mouth. And if it doesn't melt in your mouth, then I'm sorry, but you know, not doing a good job. But you try, and that's all that matters. The first time it might not come out the way that you want it, but it's for experience. Everything I learned is from my mom, and I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. So, and I have to say that my mom is better than me. Of course, she have a lifetime experience, and I just have, well, I just turned 40, so actually I just turned 41, so I have maybe 30 years experience, because I started cooking when I was 10. So that's definitely 30 years. Wow, 31 years experience. But with each experience you learn that you make your recipe your own, and that's basically what it is. And if you don't have something, you know, use powder. Use powdered garlic, because I didn't have garlic, but I used powder. And if you don't have onion, use onion powder too, because that's gonna give that everything flavor regardless. If it's and I just remember that I forgot to put a little bit of onion powder, so I am going to add a little bit of onion powder into this too. I mean, I can cut and just a little bit. You just have to eyeball it, and you can just leave the stalks marinate in there. And like I said, my concern is just that consistency of the chicken, and that the broth is going to be great, because that's what I want my girl to have, Genesis to have, that broth that is so important when you have chicken. I don't know if any of you guys have heard this saying, but they say chicken soup when you're sick is the best thing. So my mom always used to make this for me, and when we were sick, and of course I'm making it for my daughter, because it's like a tradition. If you're sick, you get chicken soup, and that's basically what comes down to it. Well, I am not gonna keep you guys waiting, because to tell you the truth, this is gonna be an hour and a half. If I can try to merge this file with another one after the end result, and of course I'm gonna pair it with a little bit of rice, not too much, because my daughter is not a lot. She can have a little bit of rice, but not too much rice, because anything on her stomach is not gonna be good for her. She's gonna throw up again, and she's been throwing up all night, so we don't want that. So I hope that you guys like this, but I am still gonna work on attaching some pictures after I'm done, or trying to do a lot of the stuff that needs to be done. But like I said, that's the beginning process of the chicken soup. And after an hour and a half, I add some chicken cubes, the same one that I use, the chicken knorr, and they're gonna be let me see, I have them right here, so I'll show you. They're gonna be these. I'm gonna add 2 of those because it's gonna be a lot of water, and if there's not a lot of water by the time, because you're gonna be boiling this for an hour and a half, you might not have too much water. You can add a little bit more water after, okay? Because it's gonna be fine. The chicken cube is still gonna give that flavor, and you're gonna have your chicken stock. That's what you're looking for, but natural, that you make at home, that no one's gonna tell you, okay, there's a lot of salt, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. You know what you put into it. So that's why I'm making it, because I want my girl to have the best. And I know all the ingredients that are going in there, I know why they are. So that's the way it's going to be. So let me see, what else did I say I was gonna put? Anyway, well, I'm gonna let it go, and then hopefully I can get to edit this before I post it. And if not, I think I'm gonna edit it. So let's see how that works. I'm trying to look for software. If you guys have any recommendation on software that I should be using to edit my videos, please comment below, because I'm having a hard time, and most of them are charging me right now. And say the truth, I don't want to spend money on editing video when I know there's apps out there that it could be free. Oh, if anyone's watching this video and wanted give me software, that's okay. I'm just joking. No, I'm not asking for anything like that. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll try to see if I can merge the documents. Bye bye. Okay, so this is how the soup looked after an hour and a half of cooking time. And I already added some potatoes crushed in little pieces, okay? So I have maybe 20 to 25 minutes more of cooking time. And you see how the stock, it tastes so good. It's like the stock of that chicken have given so much flavor to this soup. But I am going to put more water in, because as you can see, this is where it used to be. This is where it was right now from the cooking time. So you lost like half of the stock. But you're gonna put more stock in now. And I'm going to go look for some water. Let me see if I can do this and leave you guys here for a second. And maybe I can put it right here. Maybe not. Okay. So I'm gonna go and look for the more water. I think I'm gonna go look for maybe 2 more cups of water and see how that goes. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 more cups of water in the stock that I already made, because I want more soup. I want more soup, so this is going to be like, I put at least 3 potatoes, and I cut them in little diced, I cut them in little pieces, like this big, and you can see that, and still have maybe like a half hour or more cooking time. And I thought I was gonna have to use a lot of chicken cubes, but you know what? The flavors are already there. I think I'm only gonna use 1 chicken cubes, or maybe 1.5, depending. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one in and see how it tastes. And then once I put it in, then we'll see how it tastes. But it tastes pretty good already with the salt and everything else that I put in already. So I'm gonna move it around, and And this is how it's gonna look. And I'm not gonna lie, it tastes so good already, like without me adding any chicken cubes. And I don't have to add anything else, but I add one more because if I want to add more water, which I think I will, I can do this, and I will do that because you know what? I'm realizing that I need to that I can do more stock, and you know I can have leftover for tomorrow. So I'm gonna add more and basically just see where it goes. I'm gonna go and try to do that, and I'm gonna put this up here. And let me see if I can do this for you guys looking at the pot. There it is. I was able to manage that. Okay. So soup have the consistency that I want. It's been cooking for an hour and a half already. And I'm gonna add a little bit more water because it's so yummy that I think I can add a little bit more water without messing up with that broth that I made. So I'm gonna add another cup of water in here, and it's gonna look like very lengthy. Let me taste it again. Let me taste it and see how it's tasting. It tastes good. I think it's fantastic. It's perfect. And basically all I need to wait is just for the broth, for those potatoes to be done. And once those potatoes are done that I put in, they're gonna be done. And I got my mittens today, which I love because I'm not gonna get burned anymore. I got my mittens today. So I am able to hold this because, you know, when you are holding hot stuff, let me pull that out of here. When you're holding hot stuff and this Dutch oven is very hot, you want not to burn yourself. And my gloves arrived today, which I love. If you want me to include any of my wear in the kitchen, let me know. I got this from one of the YouTubers who he recommended it, and I can't remember his name right now, but he recommended this for me, and I was like, yes, this is what I need because I always keep burning myself in my wrists when I'm taking stuff from the oven. So this year I am not gonna burn, if God help and willing. So that's it. And of course I'm also making a little bit of white rice for my daughter, so she can put a little bit of white rice in the soup. So, you know, toddlers, they might not know what's good for them, but she's gonna eat this because I'm gonna make her. So, and of course you can grab your minute again and move stuff without getting burnt. Thank God for that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to edit this. This is my second video doing this, but I'm gonna edit it to make sure that it makes one. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because it's my first time editing a thing, but let's see how that goes. Okay, well guys, I'll continue on later and I'll show you the end result. Okay, bye.